Satan goes and he tries to duplicate what God does, but he's using his powers of darkness. Instead of it being something from God, it's inspired by hell and the demonic forces of hell. So anyway, so that's an example of that. So that they have, that track record of trying to duplicate what has already been created by God. They copy it, and they do the opposite. They do the opposite of what God does, and so they basically commit evils. God is nothing but goodness, and Satan is, and anything that is evil, it comes from the powers of darkness. Its source is darkness. The Bible says that it is Satan's nature to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Every form of evil, it comes from the kingdom of darkness. The kingdom of darkness operates through deception, through trickery, through manipulation, anything like abusive or controlling. Demons want to control and suppress things that attempt to constrain and to silence us. The attempts to strip us of our freedoms and our God-given rights. Satan would like nothing better than to sap the very life out of us and to hold us back from God's best. And what I mean is physical death, but also sapping the very life, like divine life that is God-given. Satan would like to snuff that out of us, to strip that out of us. And Satan is the one who is behind silencing our voices. That is not God. It's a demonic thing. It has its source or its foundation is in that demonic realm. That foundation that is, those who are doing that, are building upon, is within the demonic realm. And you know what? Honestly, we saw a lot of this. One of the best examples of this is what we saw take place during the 4 years of the Biden administration, and also the pandemic. We saw it also at work during the pandemic. Both of these were inspired and being led by the forces of hell, and the demonic realm. People were being led by that. It was inspired by that, and it was very much a demonic operation. And also with the pandemic, there was a lot of deception. People were deceived. They were told, to get these shots and do all this stuff, and because those who were the specialist, or I think they called them the specialist. What did they call them? The experts, maybe? I can't remember. They called them something like the experts, or this. Maybe it was the experts. That's what they were recommending, and and then you won't get COVID if you get the shot, and a lot of people died from that. And then also, the really bad thing is that in taking those mRNA-filled injections, people's DNA was changed without consent. The government did not tell the American people that it was going to change their DNA. See, and so that's a level of deception as well, I would say. So, but when a person or a government builds upon this type of foundation, they are, like if they're building on the foundation, or they're in alliance even with people that are involved in, they're all involved in this type of thing, they are building on this foundation. Everything that they do comes as a result of this type of foundation that they are building on or projecting from. They are building upon the sand, and sand is not a foundation. I mean, a good, and as we look at the Democratic Party, look at all the cheating and they sucked up a lot of government money from the pandemic, and just in their time, serving in the White House, they they stole a lot from our government. And as we look at them now, after all that they did, how are they faring now? The last I heard, I don't know where they stand now, but the last I heard a few months back, I heard that the Democratic Party was almost broke financially. So it did not serve them well. They built upon a foundation of sand, and guess what? It brought collapse pretty much to their party.